Tonight, we're diving into the fights that redefined careers, shattered expectations, and turned challengers into champions, or sent them crashing down to defeat. From underdogs facing impossible odds to champions defending their thrones, these battles prove one thing. In boxing, you're never more than a heartbeat away from disaster. This is the story of how a split-second decision can seal your fate in the ring. Let's start with Frank, the Ghost. Martin, the man who entered the fight of his life against Gervonta Davis, and flinched. Pay close attention to the man on the right. Frank, the Ghost Martin. He's a 6-1 underdog stepping into the biggest fight of his career against Gervonta Tank Davis, the undefeated knockout artist. Martin has never felt the intensity of lights this bright, with the whole boxing world watching. After a heated press conference where both men questioned each other's toughness, Martin is eager to prove the doubters wrong. But this fight would hinge on a single moment, a slight, subconscious hesitation. Davis, known for his brutal knockouts and relentless pressure, calmly baited Martin throughout the early rounds. In round 7, the fight shifted. A quick feint from Davis caused Martin to flinch, and that was all Davis needed. He delivered a crushing left hook that Martin never saw coming. Although Martin fought bravely, the flinch symbolized his ultimate downfall, leading to his defeat by knockout. This fight was a reminder that boxing isn't just physical. Mental lapses, even for a split second, can be the difference between victory and defeat. The bad blood between Josh Warrington and Kid Galahad had been simmering for years before their featherweight clash. Both fighters entered the ring with unbeaten records, and tensions ran high throughout the build-up. Warrington, the aggressor, aimed to dominate from the start, while Galahad played the role of counterpuncher. The fight itself was a gritty, messy affair, filled with clinches, warnings, and contentious moments. Both fighters had their chances, trading sharp right hands in a back-and-forth battle. But Warrington's relentless pressure gave him the edge, despite Galahad's efforts to outbox him. When the final bell rang, the judges delivered a split decision in favor of Warrington, leaving some fans and pundits questioning the outcome. Controversial or not, Warrington retained his title by the skin of his teeth.
By the skin of his teeth, by the narrowest of split decision verdicts, Josh Warrington has retained his IBF.
Proving once again that in boxing, sometimes aggression is enough to sway the judges.
Furious final flurry in the closing seconds, but Kid Galahad smothering him once again right up until the final bell.
Michael the Bounty Hunter was on a redemption path after a loss to Alexander Usyk in the cruiserweight division. Now competing at heavyweight, Hunter faced Sergey Kuzmin, a formidable Russian looking to make a name for himself. Kuzmin, known for his size and power, tried to intimidate Hunter during the pre-fight presser, but Hunter remained calm, determined to prove himself against the bigger man. From the opening bell, Hunter showed why he belonged in the heavyweight division. His speed and slick defense allowed him to avoid Kuzmin's power shots while landing crisp combinations. In the 5th round, Hunter dropped Kuzmin with a sharp right hand, asserting his dominance. Though Kuzmin fought valiantly, Hunter's superior skill and composure led to a lopsided decision victory, earning him the WBA Intercontinental Heavyweight title. Hunter's victory was a testament to his resilience, proving that size isn't everything in boxing. His composure under pressure allowed him to outclass a dangerous opponent and further solidify his place among the sport's top heavyweights. After his shocking loss to George Kambosos, Teofimo Lopez was eager to re-establish his dominance, this time against Sandor Martin. Martin, a rugged southpaw, had nothing to lose and everything to gain when he stepped in on short notice to face Lopez.
Crazy? I'm more crazy than him. The problem is for him, for his masculinity. I control his mind in every moment.
What was supposed to be a routine win for Lopez turned into a much tougher fight than expected. Martin's awkward style and quick counterpunching frustrated Lopez throughout the fight. Lopez, usually aggressive and confident, struggled to find his rhythm as Martin caught him with well-timed check hooks. The fight was close, and although Lopez eventually secured a decision victory, it didn't feel like a win. After the fight, Lopez slumped against the ropes, visibly frustrated. It was clear that this wasn't the dominant performance he had hoped for. Jamal Charlo's return to boxing was surrounded by controversy, and his fiery rivalry with Jose Benavidez Jr. only added fuel to the fire. Charlo missed weight by 4 pounds at the weigh-in, drawing Benavidez's ire. Benavidez, known for his trash talk, made it clear he wanted to embarrass Charlo in the ring. But Charlo had other plans. From the opening bell, he dominated the fight with his crisp jab and heavy right hand. He rocked Benavidez early, controlling the pace and never letting up. While the knockout never came, Charlo's performance was a shutout, earning him a decisive victory on the scorecards. After the fight, Charlo taunted Benavidez, reminding him who the big dog was. Despite the bad blood, the two fighters showed respect after the final bell. But it was clear, on that night, Charlo was on a different level. The British title fight between Mark Heffron and Jack Cullen was supposed to be a straightforward victory for Heffron. As the favourite, Heffron had the power, experience and confidence to back up his bold prediction that he'd knock Cullen out. But boxing is full of surprises. From the first round, Cullen showed he wasn't intimidated. Heffron swung wildly, looking for the knockout punch that never came. Meanwhile, Cullen stayed composed, picking his shots and landing precise counters. As the fight wore on, Cullen's confidence grew, and Heffron's frustration became evident. By the time the final bell rang, it was clear that Cullen had pulled off the upset. In a fight where Heffron was expected to dominate, Cullen's calm demeanour and tactical approach earned him a stunning victory. The boxing world took a strange turn when social media stars like Logan Paul and Danis stepped into the ring. The build-up to this fight was full of trash talk and viral moments, with both men eager to prove themselves in the squared circle.
What did you fight Benavidez? I did not see that coming, looking like a cheetah. What? He said if I show up, fight me in MMA. He shook my hand like a man. Hey, you told me that if I win, you're going to give me your hand first.
But once the fight began, it became clear that Danis wasn't ready for the challenge. Paul, who had more experience in the boxing ring, dominated from the opening bell. Danis seemed hesitant to engage, almost afraid to throw punches. The crowd quickly realized that this fight wouldn't live up to the hype, as Paul controlled the action with ease, landing jabs and combinations while Danis backpedaled. By the end of the fight, Paul had secured a comfortable decision victory, but the lack of excitement left fans wanting more. While the social media stars brought in a large audience, the fight itself failed to deliver the knockout entertainment many had hoped for. KSI and Tommy Fury entered the ring with high expectations.
But then when I get in that ring and knock out Tommy Fury, you're going to look at me differently.
Get him out the way and then we'll
You're
talk.
not getting me out the way,
We'll
bro.
talk. Don't worry, Tom.
This wasn't just a fight, it was a clash of characters, with KSI representing the world of YouTube influencers and Fury standing as the brother of world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Trash talk dominated the lead-up, and fans were expecting fireworks. Once the fight began, it became clear that neither man would live up to the hype. Fury, the more experienced boxer, stayed composed and outboxed KSI, landing clean shots and avoiding KSI's wild attempts to connect. KSI, known for his explosive personality, struggled to find his rhythm and was constantly a step behind. While both men promised a knockout, the fight turned into a sloppy affair. Fury's technical superiority won him the decision, but the lack of excitement left fans underwhelmed. What was meant to be an epic showdown turned out to be a forgettable encounter,